second try at episode 518.
Part D.
Part D. I'm Sean.
I'm Ian, and this is the only podcast that says,
like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives. I'm not going to try to even rehash the conversation we had.
Nah.
I mean, it sucks because we had some good conversation going there, but for some reason my computer decided to just shut down in the middle of recording. And then the file was unrecoverable.
No.
So you missed some good shit there, folks. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So other than... You went to see Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Yes.
Yeah. Or Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Correct, in Lawrenceville.
In Lawrenceville at the big screen. You talked about you taking the Uber and everything. But first off, how was seeing Pee-wee again on the big screen? Was that like fun?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's been... I mean, I've seen the movie probably over 200 times.
Yeah.
No, really.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all we did my first year of college. And, back in the day.
Right.
So, yeah, it was good seeing it again. But it's been about 2 years since I've seen it, and it was good.
But more importantly, like, seeing it again on the big screen.
Yeah.
How was that for you?
It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, it's not a huge screen.
Right.
But it's still a big screen.
Right. No, I get that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I remember going back and seeing the original trilogy Star Wars movie, even though it was a special edition.
Yeah.
It was still seeing that on the big screen again was a big deal to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think the other side of that, too, like, I mean, I remember I drove to Dormont to go see Blade Runner on the big screen.
Okay.
Because I had never seen it on the big screen. So even though it was like the first director's cut,
Yeah.
it was still like, that was important to me, like to see Blade Runner on the big screen. Mm. Like I'd watched it on TV. I watched the letterboxd version of it, but there was something about like, it needs to be seen this way.
Yeah.
And it, in that format, it blew my mind.
Right.
Like seeing it like that.
Well, I'm not going to say Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Right. I get that.
Needed to be seen on that way, but it was cool just to see it again on a big screen, and I hadn't seen it in a while.
Right. And with a group of people, though.
Yeah.
Like, there's something to that. Like, we always talk about the magic of cinema and being in a movie theater, but there's also the shared experience.
Right.
Especially with something like that, because you're all there for the same reason.
Correct. And everybody was laughing. And
right.
Everybody was...
making the jokes and...
Yeah. And it was good. That part of it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was... Yeah. Yeah. Like, when Pee-wee's Big Adventure, the first 3 quarters of the movie are good.
Yeah.
The last quarter drags.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
And, but...
Everybody sings Deep in the Heart of Texas, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
And
when Pee-wee crashes into Francis's house in the beginning. So good.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's a lot of good moments.
Yeah.
You have something to say, Crazy Larry?
Yeah.
Fucking great.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, like, there's so many one-liners in that movie.
Yeah.
That I still say to this day. But,
I'm a loner, Dottie.
Yeah.
It's
just so good. I mean, like, there's certain parts in that movie that are just... I don't know. They're just so good. Even the bar scene where...
Yeah.
It's like... And then we hang him. We tattoo him. Then we hang him. And then we kill him.
Yeah.
Tattoo him. And then he rides off and wrecks on the bike. Fucking great. And then they fucking escort him to the hospital. I mean, like... There's just so many good moments in that movie.
Yeah.
I don't care what Paul Rubens has done.
Right.
I don't.
And he's atoned for his sins.
People have done worse.
Yeah.
Hugh Grant, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah.
I mean, and tried to cover it up. I mean, at least come out and say, hey, I did this.
Let's face it, Pee-wee was caught masturbating in an adult theater.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he was like,
Yeah,
You know
it
what I mean?
wasn't like
Yeah.
you know, Lowe's.
Yeah.
It was an adult theater. That's what they do.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's tissues on the ground for a reason.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I get that. Like, I mean, and I think he's paid for his sins, and he's made a bit of a comeback. And but I mean, it's like, I mean, yeah, we've forgiven Rob Lowe for much worse.
Yeah.
You know.
And yeah, Hugh Grant or Rob Lowe? Was it Rob Lowe that did all that?
Rob Lowe with the 16-year-old girl. Yeah.
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 Didn't Hugh Grant get busted with a trans?
Yeah, and he got caught with
something like that, but tried to hide it all up.
Yeah.
At least come out and just say, "Hey, I did it."
Yeah.
I don't care what he did.
Yeah.
Just don't cover it up. I think that's the thing that pisses me off the most.
Yeah.
But Paul Rubens is actually a pretty good actor. He is. He's not bad.
He also has the greatest death scene of all time in Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, great.
Oh, hands down.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
and true to form.
Yeah,
that's who he is. So, in playing a serious role was even better.
Yeah,
and I think that's what made that.
Yeah,
he was playing a serious role, but yet
relatively serious.
Well, he was serious the whole time.
He was, yeah.
But that's the beauty of the comedy,
right? Yeah, I mean that death scene is just tremendous.
Yeah, he's just incredible. So yes, I am a fan of Paul Rubens, and I've been a fan of Paul Rubens since the conception of Pee-wee.
Yeah,
you know, on the old HBO specials. That was dirty stuff back then.
I mean,
it wasn't clean cut.
No, it wasn't. Not at all. Like, but I mean, I even remember he was in Cheech and Chong Up in Smoke.
Yeah, oh yeah,
yeah.
But it wasn't.
Paging Mr. Herman.
That was in Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
That was in Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Yeah. Yeah, but he played the bellhop.
Hamburger.
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
in that was Cheech and Chong.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
I just couldn't remember it, but he's just funny, you know, and like those old jokes, you know, coming back and
yeah,
him in the dinosaur mouth watching the sunrise.
Yeah.
The adult joke play humor that was there.
Yeah.
Didn't really catch if you really.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But yeah, it's good stuff. So it was enjoyable.
And the amazing thing is, it's also a Tim Burton film.
Yeah, it is. And Danny Elfman.
I think that was like their first collaboration. You know, but there is like, you go back and you watch that movie and you like see like the beginnings of so many things with Burton's directing style.
Right.
Like I always love the Wachowski siblings. Before they were allowed to make The Matrix, they had to make a smaller movie because they had never made a movie before.
Yeah.
So they wrote and they directed a movie called Bound.
Yeah.
And Bound's an amazing movie.
Yeah, it is.
But you watch that movie and you could see they were already experimenting with like camera angles and stuff for The Matrix.
Right.
There are things in that movie, as I watch that movie, I go, oh, I see how they learned that and they put it here and they made it better.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like even like I talked about like if you watch Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, there are certain things that are done in that movie that are straight out of the Evil Dead.
Yeah.
Like the way the camera moves and the way he cuts from a scene to another scene. It's very like old school Evil Dead stuff.
Right.
And it's like, how did Marvel and Disney, how do you get that past them? Because it's like, at the end of it, I'm like, watch, oh my God, this is nothing more than an Evil Dead movie.
Yeah.
He convinced them to make Evil Dead 4.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So, I love stuff like that. Like seeing like the beginnings of something and watching a director how he uses it later on.
Yeah. When I was watching Pee-wee, the only thing that... and I swear, I've watched that movie hundreds of times.
Yeah.
I have. It's what we lived on.
Yeah.
For a while. That and Sega Genesis. And, I mean, I used to fall asleep to that movie.
Yeah.
You know? And the one thing that I did see in that movie that I never saw before is the whole beginning. And, there's the egg, and there's making of the breakfast, and the giant spoon, and the giant knife that they buttered. But there's this one scene that's very Burton-ish, where there's this, like, person on a horse or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. But it's almost, I want to say Hindu-ish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be like, like a statue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's all like very dark black face makeup. It's all like,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like as dark as your shirt,
right?
But her, what I've never noticed before is her eyes moved.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before in Pee-wee's Big Adventure, and that was a real person.
Yeah.
And I thought that was amazing.
Yeah.
Because I'd never seen that before, but it's very Burton-ish.
Right.
Burton-esque.
Yeah. Right.
I should say. I was like, holy shit, that's fucking scary. I mean, like, if you look at it, it's like, yeah, it's the thing on the horse. Yeah, it's the usual scene.
Yeah.
But her eyes went.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And with the dark makeup on, almost purplish.
Yeah.
It was like, holy shit, that's a real person sitting there.
Yeah. That's
fucking crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, that part of it was, like, that was cool. It's something I've never seen. I've watched that movie over and over and over and over and over. And, yeah. So, yeah, that was good. So, again, to wrap it up, Pee-wee's Big Adventure was a success to me.
That's good.
Especially with a person with G, that I've watched that movie.
Yeah.
We've watched it so many freaking times that.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. I love, and this is the last thing I'll say on Pee-wee, but I love the part when they're fucking going down the road and the law. But I mean, like, that part they're going down the road and there's that police stop, that checkpoint that they're checking, and all of a sudden he's like fucking changed.
Yeah.
They changed into their costumes, I should say.
Yeah.
I don't know what the right word is. But they changed, and he's wearing that fucking 50s style sweater.
Yeah.
And shit, and he's got the fucking glasses. It's great. And the part that's so funny that would never pass for the day is they pull over. He's like, "How can I help you, officer?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know. And he was like, "Can you please step out of the car, ma'am?" And he steps out, and I was like, "Why do you want me to step out of the car?" "Because I just want to see what that cute little dress you're wearing." That would never pass today.
Oh, no.
Never. And he was like,
yeah,
showing it off and shit. Oh, it's fucking great, dude.
Yeah.
It's fucking great. And then later on, after this scene, after they get through the checkpoint, he was like, pulls off the fucking fake beard and he's like breathing. Oh, zips his thing. He's like breathing. And he looks over and Pee-wee's like,
yeah.
In the same fucking, he didn't even attempt to take it off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's just content where he's at.
Yeah.
So fucking good. So fucking good. It is. There's so many good points to that movie that make it so corny. And it's, some of the jokes come off like Airplane. Some of them.
Yeah.
But some of them are just so good. I love the part where he fucking puts on the fucking night goggles.
Yeah.
It's just his eyes on the screen. That was very at the time, that was very inventive. Where it was the cartoon eyes.
Yeah.
And then he fucking puts on the night vision goggles for like 3 seconds. That's all the time that those goggles were on. And there's like a real lion, and there's a fucking turtle.
Yeah.
There's fucking all these fucking wildlife. And there's this. The greatest thing is there's this fake hog in the front that just, it's mechanical and it just goes. Wah. It just opens its mouth. It's like so fake, but it's like fake and real mixed in.
Yeah.
So fucking good. I fucking love it. The only part I couldn't understand, I looked at G during the thing. Toward the end, where the pet shop was on fire.
Yeah.
And like he kept going by the snakes, and he goes, ugh.
Yeah.
And so he's saving all these. Why would there's what like even in the 80s?
Yeah.
Even in the 80s. When have you ever been to a pet shop where there is an actual chimpanzee in a cage?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's just the ridiculousness of it. Yeah.
I know. Yeah. And that's why I looked at Gene. I was like, why is there a chimpanzee in a cage? Why? It doesn't even make any sense.
No.
You know what I mean? I mean, I get it because the chimp was helping him.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is just so weird.
Yeah.
So, anyway. That's it. That's all I got. You know what I did watch this week?
What's that?
Knock at the Cabin Door.
Oh, okay.
Fucking incredible movie.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't seen something that good since...
What was it on?
Prime, I want to say.
Okay.
I want to say Prime.
Okay.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Like, put aside Split.
Yeah.
Because that was a good movie.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
There hasn't been an M Night movie like this since Signs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was that good.
Wow.
Yeah. And Dave Bautista fucking sold it.
Yeah.
Like,
he is a fantastic actor.
he's unbelievable. And he is, I mean, he's a great actor.
Yeah.
But when you see him in this movie,
Yeah.
when you see this movie, and you need to watch this movie.
Yeah.
But when you see this movie, it's like, damn, that guy can act. In the first 5 minutes of this movie, when it started going,
Yeah.
Dave Bautista absolutely sold the entire movie.
Yeah.
Between him, his interaction with a 6-year-old girl
Yeah.
was just off the hook.
Yeah.
This is not an action movie.
No.
This is not anything to do with anything action or anything
Right.
like that.
Yeah.
And through the entire thing, he should have probably won an Oscar for this role.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding. Like, he was that good in this role.
Yeah.
The only thing that held him back from any kind of nominations or anything, number one, because it was M. Night. Number two, it's so out of his norm.
Yeah.
Not completely out of his norm, but somewhat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that's why he didn't get the nod on any kind of stuff like that. But I'm telling you, he should have won an Oscar for this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, he was absolutely fucking fantastic in this movie. Seriously.
Yeah.
It was one of the better movies that I watched this year.
Yeah.
And I'm not even going into the whole plot. I'm just talking about Bautista.
Right.
Fan-fucking-tastic. M. Night pulled it off.
Yeah.
It was that good. Really. I mean,
Dave Bautista's been a very, like, Guardians aside, and that's a comedy role and it's an action role. Like, I remember really being blown away, and he's not in the movie that long, but in Blade Runner 2049.
yeah.
Like, I thought, like, wow, this is impressive for... Like, he takes it, like... Don't get me wrong, I love Dwayne. We all love Dwayne.
Dwayne Johnson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When it comes to, like, actors going Hollywood, Dwayne's the standard bearer.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? And love Dwayne, but I don't think he could ever do something like that.
Nah.
You know what I mean?
Nah, I don't think he has the chops for that.
He every role, it's Dwayne being Dwayne.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which I'm fine with. That's great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I love it. That's what I pay to see. You know, John Cena's a lot the same, you know.
Yeah. Agreed.
But like Dave Bautista he's an actor.
He is.
He just happens to formerly be a professional wrestler.
Yeah.
You know, but he can like doing something like doing Drax and then the other action movies that he's done, but when you see him take a small role or a meteor role,
right,
that requires chops, you know, it's impressive to see.
Well, we started this movie and Lisa and I looked at each other and we're like, all right, let's put it on.
Yeah.
It was late night, you know, we're just like something to watch.
Yeah.
You know? And I was like, well, let's put this on.
Yeah.
You know, it's new out.
Yeah.
Let's watch it. And I didn't get up.
Yeah.
You know? And at the end of the movie, seriously, at the end of the movie, we looked at each other and I was like, wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't the greatest movie on earth.
No.
But it was a good movie.
Yeah.
You know, it kept our interest. The whole plot was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. Like, I had no idea.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what you've read or what you've seen about it.
Not too much. I mean, I've heard some people say it was very, very good.
Yeah, but the reviews on it were like, not all reviews. I mean, it got pretty good reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. And,
yeah.
You know what I mean? But, you know, some of the sub-reviews were like, oh, this is a terrible movie.
Yeah.
M Night failed again. This, that, and that. Nah, he didn't. I mean, this was... And I watched Old, and I liked it. I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was that bad of a movie. It wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was like... It was just okay.
Just okay, right?
Yeah.
This movie is completely different.
Yeah.
And I think the reason... I don't know. I think it was a better written movie.
Yeah.
Like, script-wise and everything like that.
Yeah.
But the characters were completely believable.
Right.
Like, completely.
Yeah.
Like, and the acting wasn't shit. I mean, it was like everybody in that movie acted very fucking well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it was like, holy shit. I mean, this acting is like top notch.
Yeah.
Like, I believe what these people are going through.
Right.
On both sides. Like,
right.
I am there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the little girl was great too.
Right.
So, anyway, I thought it was... You need to watch it because, I mean, it's really a decent movie.
Yeah.
I was so impressed with it. And like, if it's shit, I'm not one to... You know what I mean? Like, if M. Night puts out a stinker, I'm the first one to say it because...
Yeah.
He put out a couple good movies where I thought he was like literally the next Spielberg.
Yeah.
No, seriously. When he put out Sixth Sense and Signs, I was like, next Spielberg coming up, folks. Get ready. Because this guy is amazing.
Yeah.
No, truly.
No, I agree.
Absolutely amazing.
I think he does amazing stuff visually. I think my biggest problem with him is I think he gets tied too much up in the twist.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I wish he'd get out of that comfort zone. But at the same time, it's like, I mean, if it sells, it sells. The problem is, it's like, I mean, you look at this filmography, like, you look at, The Sixth Sense was amazing. Unbreakable was amazing. Signs was amazing. The Village, okay.
50-50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Girl in the Water. And that's kind of like when he fell off a little bit. And then he does, the Last Airbender movie.
And The Happening.
The Happening. Yeah, that was, and that had me excited.
I know.
M Night's first R-rated movie. I'm like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Finally, the man's unleashed.
Yeah.
Ugh. And he does the Last Airbender movie, which is fucking horrible from what I've been told. He did that movie with Will Smith and his kid that they didn't even promote as an M Night movie.
I know.
Like, they were like, no, let's not put M Night's name out there. Like you didn't even know he made that.
Yeah.
You know. But then he rebounds like with Split.
Oh, Split was great.
He also did that one, I can't remember the name of it, like with like the kids go to visit the grandparents and like wild shit take like.
Yeah, that was actually
that was very good. Yeah.
Yeah,
like that was the movie I thought, hey, let's scale M Night back, give him small budgets, and let him kind of make interesting movies.
Yeah.
And then he did Split. And I thought, no, let's give him big budgets so I can see his superhero movie.
Yeah.
And so he's like up and down.
Yeah, the smaller budgeted movies. I mean, like Old too. I mean, that couldn't have cost
no.
much. But I mean, like, which was a good movie. But that whole thing with the grandparents thing, that was a good movie.
Yeah.
This was it had to be low budget. There's no way. I mean, your money was going to maybe the actors.
Right.
Or actor. Well, there was a couple decent actors in that movie. But what I'm saying is, like this was all based in one room.
Yeah, it's like a one-room movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like, wow, I can't even believe that,
Yeah.
this movie was produced. Like, I just couldn't believe how good this movie was.
It's almost like he's like, if you give him, the less you give him to work with, the better off he is.
Yeah.
The second you give him more resources, he's throwing flaming turds at you.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I think Signs was an amazing movie.
I do too.
I think that's his. I thought it was better than Sixth Sense.
Yeah, I mean that to me is his masterpiece. What's a great M Night movie? Signs.
Yeah, Signs was so good.
It really was. Like I agree with you. Like I mean,
the way it was written,
yeah,
was just thought out. It was just well acted.
Yeah,
just so good.
Yeah,
yeah. Signs. Some people argue. Some people say The Sixth Sense was his best movie. Some people say Split was his best movie. I still think Signs was his best movie.
Yeah, I do too. I honestly do.
Because it's scary.
I mean,
like, and it doesn't have. It's scary without being like overwhelmingly scary. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, scary to the fact of like you're watching those scenes on TV. Those were fucking frightening. Like the party in Mexico.
Yeah.
And then you see it and then you don't.
Like, yeah, that scene where you see that made me jump.
Yeah.
Like, and you were expecting it, and you're still like,
what
shit.
the fuck?
Because it looked so real.
Yes, and when he
felt real.
When he was walking through the cornrows.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, it's gonna jump out.
Yeah.
And then it does, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, I got chills right now just thinking about it. It was like,
whoo. Yeah.
And then, like, the best part of that, too, is when they were in the house and you heard the...
Yeah.
On the roof.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking... That is fucking horror magic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't even have to see him.
Yeah.
The whole point was...
It's a Jaws theory.
It is.
The less you see of it, the better off you are.
And it was. And that's the beauty of that movie.
Yeah.
It's like, you only see the aliens, like, maybe 4 times, 5 times maybe in the movie.
And only really one time hardcore.
Hardcore at the end.
At the end.
Yes, but I mean, like, you didn't see him the entire time.
Yeah.
The dog dying, you didn't see the dog dying, but you heard the yelp.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's that kind of shit that it just kept moving.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it was so layered with story. There was Mel Gibson's story.
Right.
There was
Joaquin
Phoenix's story. There was the kid's story.
Yeah.
I mean, it was very well layered. I mean, there was 3 or 4 stories going on at one time, and then your antagonist were these aliens.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just fucking fantastic. It is.
But it's also
it is one of my top movies of all time. It falls into the top 10.
What's also very interesting about it is it's also about finding faith.
Yes.
Like, oddly, it's a very religious movie.
It is. It's so weird.
And it's like this thing of, like, at the end of it, spoilers, like, his son has asthma, so his lungs are closed, so when the alien shoots the shit out of him, he can't breathe it in.
Right.
The daughter has the thing about leaving the glasses of water all around, and the thing's allergic to water. And there's the bat.
Right.
Like, all these things came together for a reason.
Swing away.
Yeah, swing away, Merle. Swing away. And it's like, and at the end of it, like, when he's putting the collar back on, it's like, it's a very special movie.
It is.
Like, it is. It's
much deeper than The Sixth Sense.
Yeah.
It is, I think.
Right.
Sixth Sense was artistically good.
It was.
But it wasn't layered
right.
like this film.
No. I agree. And it's like it's just really good. It's surprisingly good. Yeah. I should almost say. Like,
Mel Gibson was absolutely fantastic in that movie.
And I know it's like sacrilege to like heap any praise on Mel Gibson, but I'm sorry. The man can act.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
there's no doubt.
The man is a damn fine actor. Like, I know, like, as a human being, he's fucking awful.
Yeah.
But the guy can act. And I go back to, like, The Road Warrior. Mm. Like, I mean, stuff like that where, like, he has minimal dialogue, but he gets across so much with facial expressions and, some body language. Like, the guy is, like, an amazing actor. Braveheart. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
No. And I know Braveheart, da-da-da-da. But when you see that guy act on screen, when he was like, ah! You know what I mean? Like, visually looking at his face, like when his wife dies. Yeah. Yeah. Well, wife at the time.
Yeah.
Getting back to people that got him.
Yeah.
The end of the movie. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, that is fucking acting.
The dude played Hamlet.
Yeah. No, I know.
And like, I always loved, because like, somebody asked, like, Glenn Close is in that version of Hamlet.
Yeah.
And she's like, and somebody asked, like, why would you do, like, Shakespeare with Mel Gibson? And she's like, go back to Lethal Weapon 1. The first Lethal Weapon movie. That scene where Danny Glover pulls him into the store and gives him his gun. And he's got the gun in his mouth. And he's like, I watched that scene. I knew this man could act.
Yeah.
Like, there's no doubt he can do Shakespeare. Because I was convinced he was insane in that moment.
Oh, yeah. We all did.
Yeah. Like,
he can act.
And by the way, speaking of great roles.
Yeah.
His role as Riggs. Like, especially in that first movie, like, that was heartbreaking to a point.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that, like, he pulled that trigger in that moment, and Danny Glover had to put his finger between the hammer and the bullet.
Yeah.
Like, man, that was...
Good movie, right? And good acting.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Mel in this movie was like...
Yeah.
It was off the hook, man. Really?
Yeah. No, I agree. I 100% agree.
I mean, it was mostly centered around him.
Yeah.
Losing faith and finding faith.
Yeah.
And the in-between steps between it.
Yeah.
I mean, that dinner scene.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's so good.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw his mental breakdown.
Yeah.
Oh, man. When his wife was pinned on that car.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Jesus.
It's a real... I mean, I know we're praising him probably a little bit more than people like, but I agree with you. Like, I think it's a phenomenal movie.
Yeah.
That, I don't know how you can top that.
From M Night.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think you can.
No.
but you need to watch this movie.
Yeah. No, if it's a good M Night movie, I'll definitely watch it.
Yeah, I think that's a good M Night movie. And like, when I started watching this, I had no idea what it was about.
Yeah.
None. Like, knock at the cabin door. I had no idea what the fuck's going on.
Yeah. Like, I know the generals of it. Like, Batista and his crew believe the world is ending and have to sacrifice somebody in that cabin to stop it from happening. Like, so it looked like that aspect of like, oh, that looks interesting.
It does.
And then I see M. Night's name next to it. I go, oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's not. But it's like that whole concept hasn't really been. I mean, it has been played with, but
right, but not the way he does it.
This is a different take on that, where I'm like, wow, that's really cool. Wow, that's really interesting.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
it's just that.
I get that.
It is that thing though of like, as much as we're praising like Signs, like I feel like I've been burned by him so many times.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna watch it because you're recommending it.
Yeah.
Because coming from you is high praise. Because we both have the same feeling about M. Night.
Yeah.
But yet at the same time we still keep giving him a chance.
We always do, because I think it's from Signs and fucking.
Yeah. Sixth Sense and Split. Yeah. I mean, it's the thing that drives you nuts about the guys. Like, you're like, oh man, it's M. Night. This is a coin flip. Hopefully it comes up heads.
Yeah, this one definitely came up heads.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, and I think if anybody would, the story was good, the acting was good, but I think if anybody was else in that role, besides Batista, I thought it'd have been okay.
Yeah,
but he really sold it for me.
Yeah,
like he really sold it because he was like a normal guy.
Yeah.
But he's a normal guy with like these, pants and white shirt on.
Yeah.
You see the tattoos and he has glasses on.
Yeah.
Like, it's completely different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's he's a normal guy, but he's also 6'2", 260 pounds. All muscle.
Correct.
Oh, yeah. All right, so we'll move on.
Yeah, move on.
The Dune trailer, Dune Part 2, was released this week. I just showed it to you.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
It looks amazing.
It does.
It does.
I am very excited. I can't wait to see the second part. I honestly thought the first part was so well done. I thought their interpretations of Dune, I thought, Paul Atreides is a tough character.
Yeah.
This is a tough movie. It's, but I just can't wait to see the second, the remainder of the story. 'Cause I know how exciting it is. And it's I want to see the conclusion. I want to see how they interpret the ending compared to how others have.
Yeah.
And I don't know. There's. I'm just excited for it, and watching that trailer, Paul summoning his first worm, and I'm watching the trailer. I had goosebumps. I was so excited.
Yeah.
When I first watched it, I've watched it 100 times at this point. Mm-hmm. Just because it's so interesting. I want to find the little things and the conversation he's having with her, and he's describing his home planet and water as far as you can see, and you can dive into it and you can't find the bottom, and she's fascinated by that concept because there is no water on Arrakis,
right?
Right. And I really hope the first part suffered from the home same day at home with HBO Max. But it still did well enough that they greenlit the second movie. And I hope this does well enough that they continue with Dune Messiah and Children of Doom.
Yeah.
Dune. Not Doom. Dune.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they've got a series for Max now, about the Bene Gesserit, and that sect or cult or whatever you want. So like these are things I'm like that excite me because it's like here's a franchise, here's a book series that has been beloved to me for years.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's finally getting the justice it deserves.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
And I'm hoping it does well enough, and like the Bene Gesserit series does well, that like there are people who are willing to explore other aspects of this franchise.
Right.
You know. But man, that trailer, I was just like, oh. All it's missing is somebody calling him Moadib.
Yeah.
Like that's the only thing I'm like, you know, like I guess like maybe they don't like it's a spoiler, but it's not. I mean, the book's 60 years old, and you know, Lynch's movie is 40 years old. Yeah. You know, so like I don't think I'm spoiling anything, but like that moment, like when he becomes Moadib, you know, and it's I just get excited. I just can't wait. I really can't. Like it's an odd thing. Like it's not a Star Wars movie, but man, it's to me right up there.
Right.
You know.
Right. Yeah, looks good.
I started watching a show called The Silo.
Okay.
It's an Apple TV show. I know, but maybe somebody else out there has Apple TV, and they're thinking about it. But it's a very interesting concept because it's that, you know, in a dystopian future, all these people are living in this underground silo. Okay. Thousands of people. And 140 years ago, like the air outside is unbreathable. It's you know, like through the windows you can see outside in certain levels, and it looks bleak and desolate, and nothing grows. Yeah. You know, but there's also like this thing of like 140 years ago there was a rebellion, and the rebels destroyed all like the computer data and the books that explained why they were in the silo. Okay. And they wanted to open the door, and the rebellion was put down, and everyone was saved. And you know, like the first episode takes place like during like, you know, Freedom Day they call it. Okay. And meanwhile, like this may be to the contrary. Yeah. You know, and so like that's kind of where I'm at this point. Like, you know, what if we're being handed bullshit? What if somebody else is controlling all of this? You know? Yeah. And so it's a kind of an interesting show. It's kind of like, you know, that thing of like, oh, okay, this old chestnut. But at the same time, I think it's being done very well. Okay. You know, and like I only got to watch a part of the first episode. I didn't finish it because I had some stuff going on around the house today. But it certainly has my attention. And one of the things I'm really excited about is it's got Will Paxton in it. Okay. And like he's that guy, but he's like that guy. Like he was the like Bruce Willis's right hand man in Armageddon. Yeah. You know, he was. You're trying to think right now, aren't you? Yeah. Yeah. He was the guy in Nicolas Cage doing Gone in 60 Seconds. Yeah. Like, you know, he's that guy. He shows himself for those like the two, like particularly like Armageddon. Like I loved his role in Armageddon. You know. Yeah. But so he's in it, and I'm like, okay, so that kind of excites me a little bit because it's like I like that guy.
Yeah, he's a good character.
He's a good character actor, and Apple TV usually makes good stuff. Yeah? Yeah, like I love Ted Lasso. Mm-hmm. I love The Morning Show. I love, I haven't watched the whole thing. I'm just going to sit down and watch it because me and Nancy were watching it, and trying to get her to watch something with me is impossible. It's a show called C. Mm-hmm. It's got Jason Momoa in it. And it's like, what if the world was blind? Okay. Like everybody in the world's blind. Yeah. But then a child is born who can see.
Okay.
You know, like, so there's like some lots of interesting things to this. It's a very like that's a very creative show. I like that a lot. Again, like it's like, you know, future dystopia, but it's there for a reason, and like the way people communicate, like through knots.
Yeah.
And like there's all sorts of like interesting things that kind of take place. I'm like, wow, this is kind of fascinating. You know, like even the fight scenes are interesting because nobody can see. Like one point, like he's got a sword, he's dragging the sword to get your attention and try to draw you in, and then once he feels you're there, like odd little things like that are very interesting to me. So that's a really good show, and it's really, really well done. For All Mankind, that's an amazing show.
Yeah.
You know, so like they've put out a lot of stuff I really like. So I wanted to give this a try, and like halfway through the first episode, just like I said, I got pulled away with a bunch of stuff, but I've enjoyed it so far. So, and there's 2 episodes on there right now, and the new episode drops next Friday. So I'll be letting you know.
That's cool.
Yeah. But I did go. I had to go and get my oil changed today.
Okay.
Yeah. And I go to the place I always go to, and they're busy as fuck. I was there for like an hour, like waiting in line, and then once I got in there, like they were understaffed today. Like I had one guy like going underneath the cars, doing the shit underneath, and one guy doing the stuff on top of the cars. So they were busy and they were understaffed. But what I thought was interesting was the guy in front of me had a Jaguar.
Okay.
Like you never like, and the only reason I bring up it is not because I'm watching like exotic car stuff or anything, but like you never see a Jaguar in McKeesport.
No.
Like, you know, I mean, like I'm not saying like you see hoopties, but you do see a lot of hoopties. But the nicer cars are like, you know, maybe you see a Cadillac.
Yeah.
You know. I mean, the one guy had a Mustang, and it had a horrible wrap on it. It was like this beautiful Mustang, and it had like this like wrap where it looked like it was like a thunderstorm. Like I was like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
Like why? It looks horrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, like seeing like a Jaguar XF in front of me.
Yeah.
Was like, that's kind of odd.
Yeah.
You know. And then what was funny was like, so he pulls in and he's in there forever, and they're lowering his hood, and they're so gentle with his hood.
Yeah.
You know, they get it and they kind of like press on a little bit to get the click in, and then he drives away. And you know, I pull in and I pull the latch, like I go to the guy. Yeah, it's quite a jump going from a Jaguar to a Kia Soul. He just got a laugh out of that.
Yeah.
And but like when they were done with mine, like he pulls the hood down and, you know, drops it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I would do the same thing with my hood. Like I'm not careful with it, but I thought it was funny. Like with the Jaguar, they were like so gentle with it, and with mine, like a poof.
Yeah.
You know. Okay.
Right.
You know.
Drop that shit.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah. So I thought that was interesting. Like, you know, I wanted to go up to the guy and be like, so a Jaguar, and you're in this area.
Yeah.
Because like, other cars are becoming like I said, like I don't want to say like you don't see like expensive cars in this area, but in McKeesport you don't.
No.
Like if I go into Monroeville, I'll see like a
Teslas and shit like
Tesla, a Porsche, even a Jaguar.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a Jaguar dealership in Monroeville.
Yeah.
You know, but you do see like a little bit more higher end, like when you go to Monroeville or something. I can honestly say I have never ever seen like a Lamborghini in the wild.
No.
Like I don't think you can. in this because of the road conditions.
Yeah, our road conditions.
Yeah, our road conditions are atrocious.
Right.
You know, they're so low to the ground, they would just get destroyed.
Right.
You know,
that's part of the problem.
That is part of the problem. I get that.
Yeah.
But like I have seen like a Porsche now and again. I have seen like Jags. Teslas are becoming like less and less. Hey, there's a Tesla. I'm seeing more of them. I am seeing more of them on the road now.
Yeah.
Which is still an oddity to me though, because it's just like I'm sitting there and there's nothing next to me, no sound.
Nah.
You know, that's just so weird. It is. I'm sorry. So I just thought that was interesting. I thought I'd point that out.
Yeah.
I think a highlight of my day.
The Jag?
Yeah. I don't know why. I just was like, wow, that's interesting. Because at first I thought the Mustang would be like, hey, cool, Mustang. Oh, that is a shitty wrap you've got on there. Why would you do that to that beautiful car?
Yeah.
And then, like, no, that's a Jaguar in front of me. Now, that's interesting.
I've never been in a Jaguar.
The best car I can say I've ever been in is a Camaro. I've been in a few Camaros.
Yeah?
Yeah. I've driven a few Camaros.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like, Jack Knoll had this, like, 1977 rust bucket Camaro.
Yeah?
And it was still, like, I remember, like, he sent me somewhere. He's like, take my car and go get I can't remember what we were getting. So me and Scott Jenkins, we get in the car and we're driving and we're sitting at a red light and I we got something in the tape deck, some Iron Maiden or something to do with Scott.
Yeah.
And we're sitting at a red light and there's these two girls on the side like, hey, how are you? I'm like, the power of a fucking Camaro. No matter how much of a shit box it is, it's the power of a Camaro.
Nice.
And then I knew a guy he was a manager at Eden Park and I was friends with him, and he had a new Camaro. And at the time, I think it was like the year they had come back. So I think it was a '98. Mm-hmm. And he lived in Monroeville. And we were partying one night, and he's like, you want to really feel the power of the Camaro? I'm like, yeah. He's like, shows me the keys, and like I just took it on 22. Like at 2:00 in the morning with no traffic and opened that thing up.
Yeah, badass.
Oh, it felt so good.
Yeah.
Felt so good.
When they re-released that Camaro, I was in love.
Yeah.
I was like, man, this is badass.
Yeah.
Because I drove one too, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
That Camaro was pretty cool.
There was a girl who worked at Eden Park too. She had one.
Oh, really?
And I never got to drive hers, but she was like, she talked about like the best stretch of road you can push a car on is a bridge because there's no place for cops to hide.
Sure.
Like anytime I come to a bridge, I just put the gas straight down.
Nice.
I'm like, I think I love you.
Yeah, right.
She was 10 times out of my league, and I'm just like, I think I want to marry you.
Right.
You're hot and you love fast cars.
There's something about that.
There is something about that. I ain't gonna deny that. But
I mean, mine was an airbrush artist in Mississippi that had a 280Z.
Yeah.
Black T-tops.
Yeah.
And she drove that motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, man, some good shit.
That is.
That wasn't Nissan. It was
Subaru.
No. Was it Nissan? It was before Nissan.
Mitsubishi. Well, no, if it was Mississippi, I mean, you're talking like the 80s.
Oh, it was 92.
92, okay.
Datsun.
Datsun, okay. Yeah.
Datsun 280Z.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah.
That was before Nissan took over.
Yeah, yeah.
That car was fucking fast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
She was fast, too. But, I mean, that was...
Too fast for love.
But, man, that was a great car.
Oh, I can imagine, yeah.
Man. Badass ride. That's probably the best ride I've ever been in. And drove.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 98 Camaro was mine.
Yeah.
I haven't driven anything even close to that before or since.
Anyway.
But I love my Kia Soul now.
That's right, baby.
That's right. I'm 50.
You're right. Slam the hook.
Yeah. No, I mean, I hate to say it, it's a damn fine car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's the best car I've ever owned.
Yeah?
Yeah. And I mean, like, don't get me wrong, like, if you look at my history of car ownership, like, I probably haven't owned anything that was like, even like the Hyundai. When I bought the Hyundai, and it was 5 years old when I bought that.
Yeah.
It had 97,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
You know, I was one oil change away from it cracking 100,000 miles.
Yeah.
So this is the lowest mileage car I've ever had. And so, like, to me, I've still got 40,000 miles before I hit what I'm used to.
Right.
You know? And so, like, I want to baby it as much as possible, as odd as that sounds.
No.
You know? Like, that's why I bought the 4 new tires this year. Because it's like, you know, I want to take care of it.
Yeah.
You know? And I've never, like, and I've always been a poor car owner, too. Like, I'll freely admit, like, I'm not a guy who gets an oil change every 3,000 miles.
Right.
You know, I'm a guy who gets an oil change every 10,000 miles.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm a horrible car owner. But this one I have been very, very
good with. Huh?
Yeah. Like, trying to keep up on it, making sure everything's taken care of, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why. I guess it's because, like, I bought it with such low mileage.
Yeah.
I think that's the whole thing is, like, you know, when I bought it, it had less than 50,000 miles.
Right.
And so it's like, I want to really baby this and take care of it and treat it right. Because it's as close as I've ever gotten to, like, a new car. As odd as that sounds.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what else there is. I got nothing. This is going to be a short episode. This is going to be a shorty.
Well, that's all right.
Yeah. We're due for one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I got. There was like nothing. Like, I hate, like, days, weeks like that where I was like, I mean, the Dune trailer's big.
Yeah.
But, like, it was, like, nothing that, like, made me go, oh. Let me see. I think Thad said something here.
Yeah. Hold on.
Sure. All right, so there are two things here. One, I don't know if it's true or not.
Okay.
Because it's Thad. He says, Sean, I have a Tesla. I charge it at home. I get about 250 miles per recharge.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if that's true, first off, congratulations on owning a Tesla.
Yeah.
But and you're okay, so and you're right, like you can get about 250 miles per recharge from what I understand. But also, like, how does that change when you get on the highway?
Right.
You know, like, because it does change. I've watched enough videos on this that I know, like, it, you know, once you're on the highway and you're at higher speeds, your range suddenly decreases.
Right.
You know, I've also seen videos like the Hoovie's garage where he has the electronic pickup truck from Ford.
Okay.
And he's pulling a 3,000-pound load, and his range went from about 250 miles to about 70 miles.
Right.
Pulling that load. And the things he had to do to conserve range.
Right.
So, like, there are massive drawbacks to the electronic vehicle right now. But, like, for daily driving, especially with Tesla, like, for daily driving, like, around town, a Tesla's awesome.
Right.
And you're right. Like, you can buy... I know Tesla offers the charging station you can put in, like, your garage.
Right.
So... But, like, the other side of that, too, like, I do like Tesla, like, they have that ability because they have, like, an iPad on the dashboard where you can put in and it will show you where there are Tesla supercharging stations.
Oh, that's cool.
Along your route.
Yeah.
Or create a route based upon Tesla charging stations so you keep charged.
Right.
However, like, if you're a typical Yinzer and you're taking that family trip from Pittsburgh to the Outer Banks...
Right.
Like what may be like normally an 8 to 10 hour drive may become a 12-hour drive because you have to go out of your way to follow the charging stations.
Right.
To get to your location. So there are still some massive drawbacks to electronic vehicles, but having a home charging station, and if you're doing it as a daily driver around town,
right,
not going that far.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to, like, I would even say, like, it might be a push to take that to Penn State.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Without a charging station being hit somewhere along the way, that would probably be a push to take it all the way to State College, PA.
Yeah.
But, like, if you're driving around town, you're driving, in traffic, like, rush hour traffic, perfect car.
Yeah.
But I would not want to take it on a road trip very far.
Okay.
Even like a 2.5 hour drive would be concerning to me.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like, I mean, State College is 2.5, 3 hours away?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I mean. Like, it's a push.
Yeah. Agreed.
So, the other thing Thad said in his email that was of interest was that there is no general admission to Kennywood, but if I'm nice to him, I will let you in with one of my buddy passes. Let me know when you want to go, and I can get you in for $0. Well, I appreciate that, but I'm not going to take you up on that offer. One, I don't want to have to do what I have to do to get in.
Right.
I'd much rather pay the $50.
Right.
But no, because the problem becomes this, and I've become that old man who's going to sit on the benches. You know what I mean? And, like, Thad's still active. I'm old and fat. So I just want to, sit on the bench and eat.
Right.
Maybe move to another bench and eat. Like, I want to be that guy.
Right.
So, but he did send, I'm sure you saw in our group text, he was at Kennywood today, and he did get the grape drink. They had it was 80s weekend, and apparently like they had it available this weekend.
Yeah.
So he's got the grape drink, and he also bought a Potato Patch T-shirt.
Okay.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah. Why not?
So that's that. I think that's it. Yeah, that's all I got.
All
right. Anything you would like to add to the proceedings there, sir?
No, man.
All right. Well, remember there are a number of different ways you can reach out and touch us.
Hey.
I think it says an email like Thad does, and occasionally he gives us, stuff we can actually use in the podcast.
Yeah.
An email address is pittsburghnerd@yahoo.com. Mm-hmm. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter, and also Mastodon?
I don't know.
Yeah, Mastodon, which is a newer service. You can follow us there at Pittsburgh. Just search Pittsburgh Nerd Podcast. We're very, very easy to find. We are a member of a number of podcasting networks. You can find it on the find us. Good Lord. Yeah. Find us on the Tangent Bound Network, the Weeby Geeks Network, and the Pod Breed Network. Just give them a Google search. You can find all the other great stuff they have to offer. And lastly, as always, want to thank you, dear listener, for checking us out each and every week. We can't thank you enough for that. And if you be able to be a friend, tell a friend, we would greatly appreciate that.
Yeah.
And so on that note, the dreamer has awakened.
Peace.